Greetings, and today we have another list of new cards that are coming out with the new expansion. I'm planning on opening up Twitter again. It's been a long time since I used it. I used to use it when I would Twitch stream, but I really stopped using it. But I kind of want to use it again just because of some stuff I want to post there. Never really tried doing much of the social media before, so I'll put a link to that in the description below if you guys want to follow me. That'd be great. And other than that, let's get straight on to the list. So we have, I should just show you guys here. 5 new cards came out today, or got revealed today, I should say. And they're gonna come out in 2 days anyway. Speaking of, I haven't pre-ordered the pack, the expansion pre-order special yet. I really should. I might do that after this recording. So we finally got Vladimir von Emmerich. He's making an appearance now to the Witcher card game. It's great. Old Geared wasn't really used too much. Well, he was used a lot in the self-damage some versions of the self-damage Skellige decks where he could heal himself. But I believe Volodymyr is his son, and he's finally making an appearance here. It is a bandit card, so the bandit support card that came out yesterday would probably be good to boost this guy up a little bit. And on deploy, you swap a unit's power with its armor. Okay, so obviously I doubt that his ability will work on units with no armor. Hopefully that's the case. Otherwise it's an instant destruction, and with 5 power I think that's a bit too powerful. So I'm pretty sure, wait, I'm gonna get this a little bit closer to my, there we go. So I'm pretty sure that you can only target a unit that has armor. So you can look to maybe weakening the armor of some of the cards that have barricade, so you can expose them, or even cards that have the exposed ability. If they're, but I think chances are you're going to want to use it to disrupt some sort of armor reliant ability. So that's probably what you're going to end up using him for. Also, there's also the instance where it's, yeah, like I'm saying, like I think the Dwarven Berserkers, which are currently standing at 2 armor and 2 strength and 5 armor. You use Von Everett's ability on that. You switch the armor to 2. I know that it'll still, you give it more power sort of in the short term, but you can sort of disable its ability in the long term. There are even certain cards that are coming out with the pack as well, where it's like, I think they were given like 1 or 2 armor, even though it's not super important to their ability. This card could be useful for that. One of the cards, let me go back to here and see which one is a good example. I had one. So like any card that has way more armor than it has, or way more strength than it has armor. I guess it's not a good example, but like it's an example. It's a good way to benefit. Oh, this one's an example right here. So I guess so this card had an exposed ability. I'm pretty sure I already like revealed this. Boost the highest power enemy unit by 3. If you play Von Everett, for example, on this guy, not only do you reduce the strength by 5, which by the way already makes it a benefit because it's only a 7 provision. So with an ability like that, it is so cheap. Plus, giving him that much armor, going up to 7 armor into 2 strength, is pretty good because you give yourself less chances of wanting to destroy him, so that you don't activate his exposed ability, because you don't want your opponent to be boosting an enemy unit by 5. So this card actually has a pretty decent ability. And even if such an opportunity doesn't present itself, standing at 5 power is still pretty strong anyway. So I like this card. I like this card's ability. It'll be interesting. Next card is a Milf Guard card. We got the Ardfane Light Cavalry. Where's the horse? It is a 4 provision, 2 power, and you damage an enemy unit by 2. If the target has armor, damage it by 2 again. So essentially it's saying if it has armor, damage it by 4. So again, this card could be a good target to, again, those cards that have maybe weak armor, like not weak armor, but like it has like 1 or 2 armor along with their strength for no apparent reason. So that's probably where you're going to get the most benefit in terms of damage. In terms of actually getting rid of cards from the field, I don't think this card is strong enough to do that. But it's already like you're damaging something by 2, and like say for example it has 1 armor, you damage it by, oh wait, no, sorry, you damage it by 2, and then if the armor is still there, then you have to damage it again. So yeah, you're definitely not gonna be able to kill anyone with this ability. So my example with the 1 armor doesn't count, because if you damage it and it has no armor, then its secondary effect won't activate. So yeah, so I don't know how I feel about this card. It's not going to guarantee any removal. But if, let's say, for example, again, similar to the ability with Von Everett, if you use it on Dwarven Berserker, get its 2 strength to 2 armor, and then I guess combo it with this card to get rid of its barricade ability. Of course, there's cards that give armor, so they probably can get it back anyway. It's not the best example, but it's like, you know, I'm not too excited about this card, although I'm loving the artwork. So far the artwork's really been impressive to me so far. It was great. Next we have Surrender. Remove 2 armor from all units on a row and damage them by 2. So this is pretty much a stronger Lacerate. From all the decks I've played that have Lacerate, I've always put 1 copy of Lacerate. Now I'm just going to take off Lacerate entirely and just put Surrender. This is a neutral card, I believe. Yes, it's neutral, so it can be played in any faction. Because now the way it's read is, I'm pretty sure that it removes the 2 armor from anyone with armor, and it also damages all of them as well. So I don't know if this card's going to try and make it specific and only damage 2 armor if 2 armor was removed from them, or if it's removed 2 armor from all units with armor and then damage everything else by 2. Because if it's the latter of the 2, then it's essentially going to be a much stronger Surrender, and you just take off Surrender completely. This card's just that much more powerful. And the provision cost only went up by 1 to 8. That's actually pretty powerful. So yeah, I'm probably going to see a lot of this card seeing action if the ability is damages every unit on a row by 2, even if they don't have armor, and those with armor is just an added effect on it. So this card is actually pretty powerful just because of that top row and how prominent armor is going to be. And we have next here the Andrega Queen, an insectoid. So on deploy, you consume an allied unit and you gain its armor, and it has a barricade ability. At the end of your turn, damage self by 1, then spawn a drone on this row. So this card is super interesting because monsters are known for tall monsters. So you know, tall monsters and consume. So if this card eats a Slizzard or a Chiron or an Ozrol or a Ghoul, a Griffin, Pugo Boombreaker, any of the 3 relics, this card's gonna get quite a bit of armor from that just because of the incredible amount of power that those guys have. Of course, the weakness could potentially be that you only have so many units in a row, and you also have all these other monsters to play. So you want to sort of limit the amount of a boost you get from this card's deployability. And I believe when you consume with this card, I think you just get the armor. I don't think you get its strength as well. If you get its strength, then this card's just super powerful. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just the you get the armor, so you're actually losing points from that, but you progressively get those points back by spawning drones. So probably those big monsters are not the best example. You'd want to eat something more within maybe the 2 to 4 or 2 to 5 range when it comes to health. So we're looking at any cards with Death Wish, because Death Wish cards will activate, so you can eat the Harpy eggs, the Bridge Troll. We're looking at what do you call those? A Rot Fiend, Foglet, you know, so there's still some viable options there. Sorry, I had to read its ability a bit more carefully before I kind of revised what I thought about this card truly. But the control aspect's still there, the insectoid aspect's still there. It can still activate the Thrive of the Kikamora Queen if the Kikamora Queen was activated by Caranthir. So Insectoid is getting quite a bit of support, and at 7 provision with 5 power and 1 armor for 6 overall life, it's a decent standoff. I get the short-term investment is that you will lose some strength because it's going to get its armor instead of its strength, but you can progressively get it from the barricade ability. Of course, the only reason why you'd probably want to eat sort of a bigger unit is the potential maybe of your opponent damaging you with damage output cards, so you want to be careful of that as well. So yeah, there's that, but I'm seeing more of the insectoid support, which is great. And we have the Professor. So the Professor, Witcher 1 character. I've only played like the first 3 parts of The Witcher. But I remember the Professor because he showed up with Savola, and there's a 3rd guy in there. I don't think they're gonna show him in the expansion, but I'll be excited if they do, and I'll recognize him. And he has 11 provision, so this card is relative. So I'm noticing that Syndicate has quite a bit of expensive cards up their sleeves, with Tin Boy, with Sigismund. No, not Dijkstra. What's his name? The one that gives coins to the primary families in Syndicate. I can't remember, but it's super expensive. But this card is also going to be there as well. So it's the Professor, 11 provision for 6 power. So on deploy, you put a bounty on an enemy unit and damage it by 3, and tribute 3, so just pay 3 coins, and you ignore the target's armor. So the probably one downside is that I think the way tribute works is it only works on the deployability. I think fee, you can sort of do it as long as you have the coin. But damaging a unit by 3 is actually super powerful on one that relies on armor, because I've noticed that a lot of the units that are coming out with armor do have like 3 or lower health. So this card can instantly take out a Dwarven Berserker. I have other examples here. It can get rid of this card, the Ardfeared Swordsman. It's gonna get rid of the Redanian Elite, which is pretty good because this is a pretty big boost, but I don't think you'd want to waste it on a 1 power, especially with a gold card. You can get rid of this card as well, the Dwarven Chariot, which I believe gives armor. It's not showing right now, but oh, it's been deleted. It's okay. You can get rid of as well the Mutated Hound. So you guys kind of get the idea. Quite a few of these cards that have armor. I don't think this card doesn't need armor, so it's just inviting to get destroyed by the Professor. So yeah, so this card is actually pretty good, a good counter to armor. Not to mention it does give bounty, so this card also supports the likes of the Witch Hunter Executioners, Graydon. Oops, did not mean to do that. Where was I? There we go. Yeah, so this card is, so we are seeing a little bit more of bounty support, which is actually pretty good. And it's just, I'm just excited to see the Professor back in action in the Witcher world, which is great. I don't know if this scene is the one where he tries to escape from the portal in Kaer Morhen and kills Leo. Spoiler alert if you guys have never played The Witcher 1, sorry if I just spoiled it for you. But I don't know if that's the scene, because I remember he escapes through a portal and then he shoots Leo before escaping. I wonder if this is the scene. If it is, it's cool, and I'm liking the artwork as well. Anyway, so that's the current list for today. I'm not sure if we're gonna see a list tomorrow, especially since it's the day before before Iron Judgement comes out. I hope we will, so I can make a video on that one as well. Once again, I'll leave a link to my Twitter in the description below. If you guys want to follow me, that'd be great. And subscribe for more Gwent videos. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. And other than that, this is Zenzo signing out. Catch you guys in the next one.